Hi people, Tanu,
Wambui, hello!
and these are all our thoughts on sponsor culture. And we are just going to talk about it broadly, not really go into detail about everything. Yeah, and
we'll focus on, is it our business?
is it new?
Because new,
because
we've been
now a fact.
this is a millennial issue, or it's us that are looking for shortcuts, our generation in particular.
And we also need to talk about how it contributes to femicide.
Yeah, how it
Especially in
contributes
this
to
country.
femicide. And I mean, should we be policing morality, really?
Yeah. So honestly, is this thing new? It's not. I always maintain that it's not.
It's not new. I think what has happened is, with social media and whatnot, it's just been brought to the forefront.
And also the fact that it's not frowned upon as much.
Now it's been normalized. Now that's where it comes in. But it's not new. Like, let's not. I think you were mentioning to me, like, you know someone who the whole time they were in campus, and this is someone who I think is older than your mom or something, and the whole time she was in campus, she had a sponsor, and she speaks about this
very openly now. But then of course at the time
people would hide. That's the thing. Those days people actually would not. It wasn't normal. It would be frowned upon then.
But then also the thing is, it was quite, I feel like first and foremost it was more rampant than now. It's just that it was quiet, because who does not know, every time like your family got together, it was always that uncle has a gashugwa mahali. You would always hear the gossip and the small like secrets and everything, and it was just there.
It's always, these are not new things. So I get angry when we try and act like, and
it's a millennial thing. It's millennials who are bringing it up. It's millennials are looking for shortcuts.
Our generation is just after looking for shortcuts and whatnot. That's quite unfair.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we know this thing has been there forever, and everyone talks about it, whether you talk about it in that you agree, whether you talk about it in that you're taking whose side, the sponsor's side, the family's side, the wife's side. Yes, it's a moral issue, but are we equipped to police morality, just like you asked?
I think where it becomes our business, because I think like policing morality and is it our business probably should go hand in hand.
Okay.
It becomes our business when it's become normalized. I do not have a child at the moment, but I might want to have a child one day. And do I want my daughter growing up in a world where there's a culture that this is normal?
Do I also want my husband, if and when I have one, do I want my husband to have side chicks and
because it's
use
so
our
normal.
family money
I've
to
been
buy
at restaurants
or
I've been at restaurants or clubs, and I've had people openly say, "Mina shafta sponsor leo," and it's normal, like they say it openly, and no one thinks anything about it. And that's really where I think now it becomes our business.
And also, I mean, the things that we see, what we see on social media and everywhere about how people have been blessed with all the things that they're getting out of it, but you don't actually know what goes. There's no free lunch. You don't actually know what goes.
Nothing is for free
into getting these things, right?
And you pay for it. I love how Bridget Achia talked about it.
Yes.
She was like, you know what, yes, you can do it, and yes, people have been doing
but
it.
The stakes are very high.
But you don't know what it takes out of you as a person, just your self-esteem, how it drains, because nothing is free.
And your health and your physical body, and
even your mental health is very important.
Because don't you basically become a tourist slave?
Because by the time someone is gonna give you $10,000 in one night, then you're gonna make $10,000 in a night.
What goes into making $10,000 in a night?
Because also
we also don't know.
Your ordinary prostitute somewhere is not making that kind of money. So for you to be able to be,
you have to up them somehow.
There's something you're giving extra to justify that price.
Okay, there's something else I want to talk about while we're still on this, about the way with social media being what it is, and it bringing up this whole comparison Olympics. And you have this young girls who are very sponsored, and I actually know some of them personally who will post pictures, in France or where, nice trips, high fashion, everything. But they come up with these captions like, the grind never stops, work hard. We all have the same 24 hours in a day.
That's the one.
And you're seeing them, and this is someone that you saw come from nothing to everything that you're aspiring to.
We always know the ones
and then
that
you're there. Yeah, and then you're there grinding with your business, waking up, going to work, trying to make money, and then you're seeing these people on social media who are telling you, this is all my hard work, these are my blessings, and you're like, what am I not doing right?
Yeah,
I'm working so hard.
And that's where it becomes our business, because you have people now seeing this life and this is what I could have. But if I don't go about it, if I don't take this particular shortcut, then it's only for me to be able to live like this, I'll need to work for 10 years, work hard for 10, 20.
And not just about taking the shortcut. Don't you think it's demoralizing for someone?
And it's also but there are people who are not strong in character. Some of us can say, no, that's not the path we're going to take. But there are people who are not strong in just who they are, and in saying, I will resist this. We know that. Just like even kids in school, we have, kids who act out, and kids who get peer pressure, and it changes them, and we have kids who are able to just take a different path. Yeah. So,
and also how much it contributes to like depression, honestly. But because I don't see how I'm working so hard and then someone is telling me we have the same 24 hours in a day.
It does. And nowadays, as you said,
Comparison Olympics.
So you're there, we're all on social media, and you're seeing what you could have but you do not have. It's a problem. And sometimes some of us are not able to discern that is not their real, this is not what they put out there, is not their day-to-day life. We do not know some of the things people are going through the background for them to make this money and whatnot, and
make you feel like you're not matching up quick enough, you're not working hard enough, you're not blessed.
Okay, but so where is this coming from? Why do you think this is happening? Because as we said, we don't think it's new, right?
Yeah, but I think it's a human thing to always want better for yourself, regardless of how you choose to get it. It's always, because let us not pretend that people who have had sponsors or have decided to take that route have not benefited from it. Just the other day, Sonko was saying he nominated someone to county assembly.
I remember saying this, like, how is it that the thing that we noticed out of that whole thing was, oh my God, why did Sonko do this? It was disrespectful, which I don't agree with. It was not disrespectful, but anyway, we've covered
this. You'll see this in another video.
Yes, but what I feel like we should have noticed from that whole
was the fact that this woman's
he admitted that he nominated this woman to county assembly
as a favor to
his friend,
who was the person that
Ken Okot.
This puts the woman in a better life.
But we cannot speak to her qualifications. You know that we don't know whether she's qualified.
She may or may not have been, but we have been told that she was nominated as a favor.
Yeah? It was not out of meritocracy. And maybe she could have still ended up at a county assembly. But it would have taken probably longer, or she couldn't have. How many of us are qualified, but we're not where we feel we ought to be, or where we could be.
And it's not just now we're looking at county assembly and politics, because how many people get jobs by sleeping around? How many people get promotions that other people are qualified for? How many people just get to live a life that other people have worked years for? At Akama, yes, you worked years, and now you're seeing your hard work paying off, and other people are living the same life as you, but they didn't put in the years and the sweat and tears and and the brawl and everything. Yeah. So while we frown upon it, let's also not pretend that people are not benefiting from it, because they are.
Why do I think it's happening myself? I think if you don't raise your kids, the world will raise them for you.
Amen.
Okay? A lot of us, our parents didn't talk to us about growing up. about sex. Yes, as uncomfortable as it is, it's necessary. About what it takes to be a man or a woman. And we need to remember, African cultures, these are things that would happen. You'd have aunties who come in and when a girl hits puberty, when a man hits puberty, when the circumcision process is happening, kids would be talked to. They would be taught a few things here and there. We are not doing that anymore. And our parents do not want to talk about it. And a lot of them, they're just working hard. And because they mean well, they're working hard to
or they assume that you'll
with...
be taught in school. And
but yes, and what happens is Hollywood will teach us. A lot of us grow up, the TV is where we learn a lot of things. And we're getting that from the influence from the West. And we're Africans, so it kind of clashes. Also, I mean, your friends, that's where you learn about some of these things. And your friends don't know either. They're also... Do you know what I mean?
It's the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, the blind leading the blind, And we found that a lot as teenagers. I was lucky enough to at least be in a home where we could talk about these things. But a lot of people I know will say, you can talk about that with your mom. There are people who get shocked sometimes when I'm talking to my mom. They're like, you can talk about that with your mom. You can talk about that with your dad. So yes, so as much as we're here talking about, no, it's millennials, it's this, and that again proves it's not us, it's not really our problem.
It's a ripple
and our
effect,
parents
really.
need to
Like it starts from somewhere.
We found this, and then now it's just been normalized more, and then it got to
and
us
we
with
have
them
taken
because
it
whereas they still probably were in a system where they had that African thing, or aunties or Ngikuyu, as we call them, Matata, who used to talk to them. We didn't really even have that. So other people end up raising your kids for you, and we need to look at that. But I feel like it's something that can and ought to be undone. Is it easy to undo this culture as we have it right now, where it is really being normalized? It's not easy.
Is it possible?
But it's possible. It is. And that is where your spiritual leaders have to come in, be it imams, be it your pastors, be it whoever. And parents need to start being like, yes, it's uncomfortable talking to kids. I have a little brother. I cannot imagine when he starts asking these questions. And sometimes he asks questions, not even about sex because he's still very young, but just questions that are a bit more that sort of are leaning towards there. And it's very uncomfortable. I'm like, how do I answer this type of a question? I have a niece, so I don't even know how I would start tackling. It's uncomfortable. It's not something that's easy to talk about.
I feel like we are better placed given like our upbringing, because this is a point I keep saying and I keep repeating it every time we talk about these things. Our generation is better placed to break this cycle.
But some of our generation do work on
but they're the ones with the
sponsors. So if parents need to, because our parents are not at now in their 80s or something, they're still at an age where they're gonna be with us for some time, God willing, and they need to really realize that they can still serve a role as much as so that we can then be able to take it to our kids. They need to still come in, and you don't stop parenting. It's forever. It's not that when your kids are 18 now, okay, go into the world. No.
And then as much as we keep saying is it our business? Is it not our business? Can we police it? Can we not police it? But can we also acknowledge the fact that this is something that has contributed to femicide?
It has.
Because this is something that's also like, it's very it's a very emotional subject, because especially just in this year alone, in this country, we've seen girls getting killed left, right, and center. We've actually seen the side chicks killing wives.
Or
it goes both ways. It's not just that wives. We have seen men killing their side pieces. We have seen very prominent men killing their side pieces. In very horrible ways. And in just the span
and in their own blood, because remember in one case, the Obado case, guys, remember she was pregnant. Sharon was pregnant.
Very heavily
pregnant. I mean, that's a kid who can be born and survive, you know, like, so as I know some of us talk about when does life begin, when does it actually begin. No, that was a kid that
was
survive.
A child. That was
like a natural. She went into, for whatever reason,
she went into prem labor, that child would survive. And the thing is, though, as much as we can keep saying, you know what, maybe you have to be smart about how you do it, let us acknowledge that at the end of the day, there will be no way to justify home wrecking, and not just to justify home wrecking, but we are seeing people dying because of it. And it's not the men who are dying.
Yeah,
It's not. It's actual femicide, and this is a major contributor.
So as we're talking about femicide, because it's been it's a big issue.
And all these things happened this year. Do you realize we're in August? How many stories?
I believe now we even had politicians trying to talk about it and say what exactly is happening, like.
And the thing is, when femicide happens, a month later, no one is talking about it. Why? Because there's a new story.
Yeah.
Same old story. A woman has been killed. Labda this time it's the wife. Maybe the next time it's. But
we've even kept quiet.
There's always a new
actually
story. And we've only seen the ones that made it to the news.
There's so many.
And the ones that made it to the news are so many.
Yeah.
Imagine the ones that haven't.
No, it's true.
And I just feel like this is something that the older generation, as she was saying, needs to stop shying away from and stop pretending it's not happening, or thinking because it's not my child, then I don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, and the church as well, as uncomfortable as it is, let's not act like we don't understand.
Because let's also not act like the leaders of the church are immune to this.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching Lionel talk, the comedian, and she was saying, I know pastors that I've been with. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, pastors that I've slept with, you know, so let's not act like they're immune to this, but...
Yeah, I feel like people just need to get off their high horses and address the real problem.
Let's have
because at the end of the day, these are the things that are killing society, killing women left, right, and center. When you're busy asking why people are not, getting married anymore, the sanctity of family and marriage, these are the things that are actually defiling it. And we want to act like we don't want to talk about.
And we still know people who marriage works for them. But a lot of young people nowadays, you'll talk to them and it's not even something they feel like is worth it, because...
I feel called out by Lisa.
I
feel like that was a jab.
It was not a jab in any... But marriage still works for
young
people.
Work.
It does work.
True.
I know people who have been married, and
I know people even our age who are just still very new at marriage and are actually saying, you know what, I made a good decision.
And exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and we would love to know what everyone else thinks, because I don't think there will ever be a middle ground on this.
Yeah,
but I genuinely feel that it is time to call out all these people who sit on high horses and feel like, I will never need to talk about this
we can't
because it's not my children, it's not my,
even you.
My husband is faithful. My
and
husband is
the
good,
faithful
and
spouse.
Yeah.
Still, this is something you still, because your kids are going out into the real world, and that's what we're saying. How you raise your kids, don't raise them; they'll be raised for you.
Yeah.
So, guys, let us
know what you think.
What do you think is contributing to this? What do you think are solutions? Do you even think we should be talking about it? That some of you might not think this is.
Yeah, we might feel like, you're just calling out people. You're
people.
jealous of the ones who have
you're jealous of them. Yeah, like maybe.
I have actually been called jealous by someone. That person that I was saying posts, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. I have been called jealous.
So if you feel that way, if you feel it's no one's business, because again, it's happening in the privacy of someone's bedroom, and it's not the but and it's affecting everyone. But if
everyone has their hustle, so this is also
a hassle. If you look at it,
that's how you feel. Please let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Would love to just have some kind of dialogue on this.
Yeah. And in conclusion, karma is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
things go full circle, don't ever lie to yourself that you will be a homewrecker your whole life. And no one will come to wreck yours. Yeah.
But sometimes I have a problem with that, because we always blame the women. But to be honest,
I have said homewrecker, it's a gender neutral term.
Okay, but then let's be honest. The woman is always blamed, but the one with the commitment to you is the husband.
Like I said again, gender neutral.
As much as the woman is at fault because she knows she's getting with a married man or whatever.
But also men who get with married women. It goes both ways. Our producer was just telling us it goes both ways,
I'm just
but
saying,
it's
when
scary
maybe I shouldn't
territory.
have said we always blame the women. I feel okay, we always blame the person, but hata mwenye alienda kuitafuta, you know, I don't think kuna mwanamke anakujanga anapata kwako kwa nyumba and they start sleeping with you, ama mwanaume anakujanga when your husband is there, when your wife is there. No, you go out and you look for these things and you proceed accordingly. So we also need to start looking at that, why, you know, and that's where morality comes in, and that's why I think I said our spiritual,
but also the fact that I'll just backpedal a little bit where you said the women. Yes, we blame the women more, and the thing is, it's time for men to also be held accountable.
Exactly.
Because if Obado killed his side piece, and what people were talking about was, you see what happens when you sleep with married men. Can we hold this man accountable? He slept with her, and he murdered her.
And that's the thing. But naturally, women always get
this.
The
is
brand.
Africa.
But it's worldwide.
It's hard
I
out
don't
here.
think it's Africa. And by no means are we feminists, but we know women usually get the brand.
Okay.
I am not a feminist, no. Maybe she is. She will tell us. But I am not. But anyway, women usually get the brunt of things. Although men need to be held accountable. If men are not looking for girls to sponsor, these girls will not, like, they will not have a chance, like, honestly. You know,
it has to go both ways.
I mean, we were in uni here at USIU, and we used to see cars in Roysambu. Cars, you know, there's no way someone there has those cars. From Thursday night, you would see cars there, and we knew what was happening. But these men,
but everyone will always say, "Oh, what's she thinking?"
But this college girls, but when people talk about this college girls,
it's USIU
campus girls, guys.
If the other side
let's
is
be
not
honest. For us to deal with something, for any problem to be tackled, you have to be honest about it. First, it starts with accepting that there's a problem, being honest, and finding real solutions. And that's what we're trying to just say. For us to go forward, that's something that needs to be done. Anyway, so let us know. So what you think.
Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you soon.
Bye.